Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 279, Mudman by Paul Grist. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
Good?
Not too bad.
Good.
How about you? Yeah?
I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel kind of weird too.
Yeah.
Something's going around.
Maybe. I was sick last week, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. But today, like about an hour and a half ago, like I just I got super sleepy and like I just don't feel right.
I've been sleepy.
Yeah.
But it's been like that for months now.
Well,
sleepy.
Yeah.
But maybe we're dying.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. You know what? I hope so.
You really do?
Kinda.
Yeah. I actually don't. Actually, I like being alive.
I don't.
Right.
It's kind of a chore.
Right.
Yeah.
All that moving around and thinking.
Doing stuff.
Right.
Existing.
Existing is troublesome.
Yeah. Not a fan.
How do so many people do it?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Lots of drugs.
Uh-huh. Maybe we should do more drugs.
I do some caffeine, and that's it. Right now. For a while.
And alcohol.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's not a drug, that's like brushing your teeth.
I do mostly the caffeine. Lately I have drank a lot more beer than I usually do.
Really?
Yeah.
There's all the rodeos you've been going to.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's rodeo season.
Right. And yeah, the Miller High Life, it's part of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, and it flows freely.
Mm-hmm. Right. For the rodeo clowns.
Right, yeah.
He's moonlighting, doing a little extra, earn some cash. As a rodeo clown. Yeah. Are you afraid of clowns?
No.
Okay. A lot of people I know are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's a creepiness to a clown, sure, but I'm not afraid of a clown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm afraid of a clown if it has, like, a gun.
Sure.
You know?
Right, or
Just
a
like-
knife.
right.
Yeah. Any kind of weapon.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not, just the clown.
Right,
No,
yeah.
The clown, no, it's not scary.
No, yeah. I mean, Pennywise is kind of scary.
The pop punk band?
No. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Their cover of California Dreamin' is horrifying.
Frightening. Oh yeah, very frightening. I'm getting scared just thinking about it. It's too bad we don't have a superhero here to save us from Pennywise.
That was
terrible.
That was among the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mudman! Do you think he should be called Mudman or Mud Kid? He's a kid. Just a child.
So, Spider-Man is just a kid.
That's true.
And he's called Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
But he grew into a man.
Eventually.
And, because he had more than 6 issues of his comic.
Burn. Sick burn, bro.
Thanks, brah. Should we start off with that? What is the deal with Mr. Paul Grist?
I don't know. I mean, I know, like, in the 5th or 6th issue, he talks about how there was some delay because...
Like a family illness or something?
Yeah, the family illness.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it's totally understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure what happened after that, though.
Right.
Because he does say in that same letter that everything should be back on schedule from here on.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny because reading these in chunks, like we both read these like all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual series is kind of designed around the idea of reading it monthly. Like he kind of talks about it in
right.
depth in the first issue where, he likes the weight between issues and that whole thing about comics. And I'm like, I really don't. I like to read the whole story all at once.
Yeah, I get it. I have grown into a person that prefers to read it in a chunk.
Right.
But, when I was a kid growing up, of course, you're at the comic shop every week and you're reading everything that comes out that week.
Right.
And, month after month you do that. But, we're sophisticated adults with busy lives.
That's right. Well, I'm sophisticated and you have a busy life. And neither one of us are adults. Let's not kid anybody. Even when Sweet Tooth came out, I remember reading that every issue as it came out. And I was excited to have a book like that where I could read every month. Mm-hmm. And there was not so much going on in Sweet Tooth that you couldn't keep up with it month to month.
Right.
But at the same time, I knew that it was never gonna be late because it's
because it came out month to month.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is a very key element in doing something that's geared around an issue to issue series, right? and this came out, Mudman came out over the course of 15 months and there's 6 issues, so it's a little less than one every 2 months if you do the average of it.
And you know what? If it was a bi-monthly comic, that is totally fine.
Yeah.
But, I don't think it was supposed to be.
No.
And, it has also been, a year since issue 6 came out.
Yeah.
With, issue 7 nowhere in sight.
Right.
Okay. So, I've been burned by Paul Grist in the past as a fan of Jack Staff, which I think is the best superhero comic that had ever been around.
Yeah. That's high praise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's pretty great.
I loved it dearly. If somebody told me that I could only keep one comic book series that I own and I had to get rid of all of the other comics, I would probably keep Jack Staff.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it that much. But, not very timely as far as coming out on any kind of schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I only ever read that for the show.
Right.
And maybe a couple issues after that, I think I read the weird world of Jack Stuff.
Right.
So I didn't have to deal with that.
No.
With this, like I did with this one. Cause I actually bought each issue as it came out.
Right.
And I read, I think the first 1 or 2 when they came out, but I was like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Uh-huh. And then you waited.
And I waited.
And then you waited, yeah.
And I thought maybe since I haven't worked at a comic shop in about almost a year that maybe I'd missed something.
Right, there'd at least be 2 more issues.
I really did think that. When I picked this, I was like, I'm gonna look and see if there's just 7 or 8. And,
nope.
Yeah.
I think even as far as my monthly order goes, cause, when I log in, I can look to see what books haven't shipped yet.
Oh yeah.
And that is stuff that, that I am gonna get within this next month. It just hasn't shipped yet because I haven't got my monthly shipment. But it also has everything else I've ordered months in advance.
That tells you whether it's shipped or not.
Right.
Right.
And, Mudman 7, 8, and 9 are still on that list of unshipped items. It stops at 9, so there's at least that.
Right. But he did solicit up to 9.
He solicited up to 9. Of course, then again, Eric Powell had, The Goon solicited up to issue 45 or something like that, and, the final issue of that was 44. And, but that was, so I've been shopping with this place for a year and a half now, maybe full year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seems about right.
No, 2 years now, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I think I switched in May of 2012.
Oh wow, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
so that was back when Jack Staff was only up to number 6.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The Goon, like, they finally canceled the orders for Goon number 45.
Right.
Like last week.
Oh, okay.
You know, so maybe they'll do that with Mudman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, ideally, I would love to see more of this.
Yeah.
Cause, our friend, Kathleen, she has what she refers to as the Fart on a Snare Drum Club.
Yeah.
And, if I had such a thing, Paul Grist would be on it for comic book creators.
Like anything they do, you would buy.
Yes.
Basically.
Uh-huh.
And you'd probably call it something better than
I would probably try to think of
Right.
another name. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like that, and like that's why we're even bringing this up, because it's like if he wasn't awesome, we would just forget about it.
Yeah.
But
This would be a Rob Liefeld.
right.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
So good. And
Paul Grist.
both of them. And you turned me on to Paul Grist. Like I'd seen Jack Staff, but I'd never read it.
right.
Like I just assumed it was, I don't know, kind of cheesy or whatever for some stupid reason. But yeah, so, but yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is. And Mudman is no exception.
Right?
Except for the fact that it stopped.
Yeah.
Like, it just stopped. And I get that, cause I follow him on the Twitter, and, we're friends on Facebook.
You guys are good buds.
Yeah.
Why isn't he here right now?
So, like even back when Mudman started, like 6 months before the first issue came out, like he was posting sketches of Mudman stuff, and it was just like, well, hey, these are great, but Jack Staff is still a thing, so where's Jack Staff,
Right.
And then suddenly Mudman comes out, and, it was like he even addressed it in there, but I did ask him on Facebook, so what's happening with Jack Staff? And he's like, it's just done, cause nobody was buying it.
Yeah.
And
That sucks.
yeah. So he was hoping that maybe, new series, maybe some new excitement, and he could maybe get some better sales. And
he said maybe do a Hellboy type thing, do some Jack Staff miniseries.
right, yeah. Which, hey, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently this didn't do that well either, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it also has just stopped, and, not that long ago, I saw him posting sketches of, Kane characters.
Okay.
So he was working on a revival of Kane for a little while.
Okay.
And that has not been heard from or seen since that time. And then, I think I heard that somebody said he has a series coming up in 2000 AD.
Yeah, Demon Nick or something.
Yeah, something like that. Which,
like demonic.
right,
it's
yeah.
Demon
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah. And I think I'm also still waiting for Burglar Bill to finish up.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that. Wasn't that from the 80s or something?
Well, I know he was reprinting some and making new ones as well, and I don't think the final issue of that ever came out.
Maybe he's got one of those things where he gets really excited about certain projects,
right.
and then he delves
Well,
into
it's like a Rob Liefeld with talent.
Oh.
And some follow through.
I was thinking about how similar it is to Rob Liefeld as far as, he just has so many ideas.
Right.
And yeah, he just doesn't have time to, or he doesn't have the excitement doesn't it levels out and drops off or something maybe.
Right.
But with him, I guess a lot of it is sales figures.
Which, is upsetting.
Yeah.
But I totally get it, because I think people will look at this and think, oh, it's so simple and childish looking, and
right.
And they don't realize how well written it is and how the art is very deceptive.
Yeah.
cause
it's so well thought out.
Exactly, yeah. And the storytelling is amazing, and it looks like this, for a reason,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not other than it's his style, but
Yeah.
you know.
Right. But I mean, it fits. It fits
Right.
so well.
But, you know, I could totally see your average comic fan looking at this and saying, fuck that.
Yeah, that superhero doesn't look real.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is depressing. They're like, yeah, I can't jerk off to this. Oh, give me some Brian Hitch. So Mudman.
Mudman.
There's a trade paperback out there that's the first 5 issues, but Eric and I decided, since there's only one more, to go ahead and read all 6.
Right. And also, I mean, the 5th issue doesn't necessarily
Wrap things up.
wrap things up, and,
Of course, neither does the 6th.
neither does the 6th, yeah.
And like, that's something that makes maybe it even worse about his comics, is, like, it's something that makes it awesome when there is a chunk of them to read.
Right.
But it's something that maybe makes it even worse when there's less of them to read, because he builds so many little threads.
Right.
And like starts them all weaving, and you're like, ooh, this is building, and like
Right.
these characters are starting to meet each other, and who are these people that are just like kind of lurking in the shadows and no one really knows who they are? And then like all of this stuff is kind of coalescing and it just disappears.
Right, yeah. I will say, like I read the first 2 issues, again, when we were doing this, and, like, it took a minute for my brain to click to remember how to read a Paul Grist comic.
Right.
And it's not nearly as, like Jack Staff was like very, like it jumped time and like, it would just introduce random characters that would come out in 6 issues later and be important.
Right.
It's not as bad as that. And when I say bad, I mean just
Complex.
right.
Ooh,
Well thought out.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, I don't know if you know this, but I fucking love Jack Staff.
Right, I've heard about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue for me.
Right.
But, I hadn't read a Paul Grist comic in like a year or so.
It kind of makes you have to use your brain a little
Exactly,
bit.
yeah.
But not like in a, like, algebraic.
No, yeah.
It's not like hard to do it. It's just, it's like,
When you read, 30 issues of X-Men, and then something just slightly more complex comes along,
Right.
you kind of have to adjust.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a fun kind of complex.
Exactly,
It's like
yeah.
doing a fun puzzle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by no means is this complex.
No.
And neither is Jack Staff. It's just very tightly plotted.
Right.
Yeah,
And like you said, a lot of time jumps and things.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's little balloons that say, hey, now we're 4 days earlier.
Right, exactly.
You just have to kind of figure out what's going on.
Right. So, yeah, it took me a second to readjust my brain to Paul Grist level.
Right.
And then after that, I was like, fully on board.
Yeah.
But, with that slow, crushing realization that I'm gonna get to the end of this
Yeah.
and just sort of be upset.
I know, because we knew going into this that there's only 6 of them.
Right.
And like by issue like 3 and 4, there's like all these new characters keep coming.
Yeah.
And like the mysteries from the first issue is still a mystery, and you're like,
Right?
Like it did make it a little disheartening.
Yeah.
To finish it up.
Exactly. It's like, when you binge watch a show on Netflix that, got canceled.
Right.
But they didn't know that it got canceled. So it basically just ends.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, fuck.
Yeah. Right.
And like the saddest thing in the world is that I got to the end of the 6th issue and I was like, well, fuck. Cause I really like this comic.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I mean, it's your typical sort of, teenager who finds himself with superpowers and has to adjust to it.
Yeah. It's
I
kind of Spider-Man, kind of Invincible.
Exactly. Like a ton of stories like it exists out there, but, it's done with grace and style and
Some humor.
a lot of humor.
Yeah.
And, I love Paul Grist's art.
Yeah, his art is awesome.
Yeah.
I saw, like, at the end of every issue, he says, he's selling original pages for $160.
Right.
And I'm like, that is such a great deal.
I know, right?
If I had a job, I'd buy one.
Right. If I had a better job, I'd buy one.
Right. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
And, and also it's, this whole teenage superhero, but told from a very British perspective.
Right.
Which is unique to that subgenre.
At least for us.
Yeah.
Right?
For us, yeah. I would say, because, the British, they don't have too many superheroes.
Captain America. Wasn't he British?
Captain America's British,
He's one of the few.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He was bestowed with the mystical America powers.
Right. He could eat cheeseburgers and drive big cars.
And waste a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, he does not recycle. This Captain America. But yeah, it's like a teenager find himself with these mud superpowers.
Right.
And then just there's some fun things. It's not all villains. There's some villains that show up.
Right.
But some of them are just like misunderstood weirdos.
Right.
And then there's some stuff that he just has to deal with, sort of like the mysteries and the figuring out his powers.
Right. Because he still has no idea how he got powers.
Right.
Or where they came from, or, even the extent of using his powers. But, he's got to deal with, just living with him now, and what he can and can't do, and how he deals with, people in his life now that he has, these abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you think he's dead?
He might be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a character that, towards the beginning, says something to him that kind of alludes to the fact that he may have died.
Right.
But it's very vague.
Yeah.
And the entire series, like, you're kind of thinking, like, is he, like, the living dead?
Right.
Is he, like, grown from the dirt, from the mud?
He's like a swamp thing, but made out of mud.
Yeah, it's kind of what it seems like to me.
Right.
But they never really say.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Right. Well,
Yeah, but still, apparently no more issues are going to come out, so whatever. Yeah.
Right. That's a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
We'd love to see more.
We would, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Wonder what happened if he just did a Kickstarter for like a collection of like issues 7 through 12 or whatever.
A lot of successful Kickstarters have happened just for individual issues and stuff. I would totally buy I know that goes against what he wanted to do, but
right, yeah. But what we want him to do is finish the damn thing.
Right? And I would gladly contribute to something like that.
I would throw in $100. Yeah. Like if I could get a copy of that and maybe some sketches or something. Yeah.
He could offer, awesome rewards and whatever. And there's a comic called Fearless Dawn, which I read.
Yeah.
And, it's a fun, cheesecakey comic and beautifully drawn, and every issue, the guy does a Kickstarter for.
Okay. Each issue.
Each issue.
Oh, well then he could do that.
Yeah.
If he wants to do the issue thing.
Right. And the Fearless Dawn guy, he does every 6 months or so, to do a new issue.
Wow.
And I would think that would be enough for Paul Gross to get
right.
But yeah, I would totally support a Kickstarter thing for Mudman or Jack Staff or anything that Paul Gross would do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he's some kind of good.
And I know he did some Doctor Who and Torchwood things a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I totally get him wanting, a paycheck.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah. But, at the same time, I, really want, at least closure on Mudman.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I said earlier, with all the things he is weaving in and all these subplots and characters, it's like maybe next time, if my free advice, Paul, if you're listening, maybe just don't put as many, of those things towards the beginning.
Right.
Until you realize that the sales are definitely high enough that, you're gonna be around a while.
Right.
This series is gonna be around a while. Hopefully you'll be around a while.
I hope so as well.
But yeah, Yeah, like that would be one thing if this was just a straight superhero comic and each issue was a single issue story and it just, there was only 6 of them.
Right.
That's too bad. But there's so many little plot devices that are like flowering, but they're not blooming, they're...
Exactly.
It's a bummer.
Super bummer.
Yeah.
Super.
This is as bummed out as we've been about, reading something we loved.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. There may have been something else similar, but this one it's recent. The wounds are fresh.
Right. Is this the first full color comic he's done? Do you know?
Jack Staff.
Was it full color? Okay,
yeah.
Because I remember. I remember seeing a trade paperback that was all black and white.
The trade we read was all black and white.
Okay.
And that was his first Jack Staff series. And then when he started it over at Image, it was color.
Okay.
No.
I couldn't remember.
I think there are 4 or 5 Jack Staff trades. And the very first one is like a huge omnibus. And that is black and white. Everything else is in color.
Okay.
I think Kane is all black and white as well.
Yeah.
Which, for years I've been like searching down like Kane trade paperbacks, cause I came into that after I started reading Jack Staff. And, it turns out that I own all the trade paperbacks for that book.
Sweet.
Who knew?
Like you bought them, over the years?
I bought them over the years and I just never kept track of them. So I was like, I look for Kane trade paperbacks and luckily I can't find them because if I'd have bought them, I'd have extras.
Wow. So his books are hard to find, old or new.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm assuming it's because the people who read them love them.
Yeah.
And probably never want to get rid of them.
I know,
we're an abused fan base.
Right.
It's like we love them so much, but we know we're just gonna get hurt.
Yeah. But we keep coming back. Well, maybe this time he won't hurt us.
He's changed.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he doesn't listen to this.
Oh, I hope no one ever none of the creators of the books we review, I hope.
Yeah.
Just cause even if we do have nothing but nice things to say about it, we do it so awkwardly.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's good. And like, I wish I could say, pick up that first trade because,
right.
Like, I feel like you would enjoy reading the first trade, but,
you would?
But then you would constantly be looking for the closure to the story that is in that first trade.
Right.
And it does not exist.
Yeah.
And most likely never will.
Yeah. Cause it is quality and it is fun.
It's a very fun superhero story.
Yeah.
Like it's goofy, but it's not like silly. It's just like, there's like some funny elements to it.
It's just gonna hurt you in the end.
No. I kind of hoped.
And I just wanna, promote Paul Grist as much as possible so that like he can make a living doing this shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
so that I can keep reading his books.
Do you know what else does he do? Does he do like, like design or something? Cause he's a hell of a designer as far as laying out pages and, I wouldn't be surprised if he does like graphic design, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, who knows? I mean, he's gotta do something else, right?
Right. It can't be just Mudman.
Right.
And Jack Staff.
Unfortunately.
Unless he gets paid like $100,000 for every issue.
Right. Which I don't think he does.
Right.
Because it's published by Image.
Yeah.
Oh. And again, this is, I would definitely recommend Jack Staff, everything. I would definitely recommend Kane. And I even recommend this. This is not nearly as good as those other two things, but it's still really, really good.
It's probably because there's so few of them that it's like still developing.
Exactly, yeah. Like
10 issues later, you might have been like, this is as good as Jack Staff.
Exactly, right.
Who knows? Not us.
Paul Grist. Paul Grist knows.
Yeah.
And maybe he's just forgotten. Maybe he's forgotten.
Maybe it's like something where like every 6 months he has amnesia and he just wakes up and he's like, who am I? And then he's making his grocery list and he's like, blimey, I can draw. Cause he drew like some eggs or a lettuce leaf or something. And it's like, I should start my own comic book. And then that's how it happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's probably not what happens.
No.
No.
You know what? I just remembered that I've felt like this before, and not just from Paul Grist. In the mid to late 90s, a similarly titled comic existed that did not come out on a very regular basis, and the creator of that book would often do many other projects that would detract from his book, and it was just always a frustration. And it's like, why don't you just fucking work on Madman, Mike Allred?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It is similar. At least he eventually, like, kind of went back, right?
He did, yeah. But then, he keeps canceling Madman, and then now he's doing the Silver Surfer, which is a fine comic.
Right, yeah.
And, at least he does have a pretty hearty output.
Right.
Especially since those days of the late 90s. As much as I love his art, and as much as I love seeing him do Marvel characters or whatever, I still just want Madman.
Yeah, yeah.
Paul Grist, I still just want Jack Staff.
Right.
And if I can't have Jack Staff, I'll take Mudman.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I wish we were all millionaires.
I wish we were.
Me and you, then we could each give them lots of money to do their thing.
Yeah.
If it is a money issue.
Seriously, Paul Grist, if for some reason you are listening, take the Kickstarter advice seriously.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, that
might work.
Yeah. It seems, you're a recognized name.
Yeah.
You've been in the industry for decades. Right off the bat, you have two things going that a lot of other people on Kickstarter don't.
Right.
Right.
And I don't even have a job right now, and I promise you, I would throw in $100
right
towards the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So, at least the first one.
Yeah. Well. So, Mudman, it's good. Read at your own risk.
Yeah. He's got kind of a Charlie Brown shirt on.
He does, yeah.
Kind of look at that. And a Miracle Man, maybe a little bit?
Oh, Miracle Man, yeah. It's a very simple, nice costume.
Oh, it's a nice costume. I love it, yeah.
And it definitely, like, the mud powers look cool.
Yeah. I love those, like, mud rats. Those creatures that...
Like little clay faces.
Right, yeah, they do kind of look like little clay faces. Yeah, there's so many little things you're like, oh, that's gonna be cool when that flowers like the mud rats.
The mud rats and the woman who was fighting them
and the mysterious girl that thinks that maybe the one that told Mudman he's dead.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, and the weird owl ball thing.
And, yeah.
Or
it's like Wolverine claws on a phantasm ball.
Right, yeah. Or what are the real motivations of, Captain whatever.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Did they say his name?
I think they did.
Okay.
At least once.
And I like the shirtless, water-powered guy.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, what was in the briefcase that his friend found in the last issue.
Right. Arg. Oh.
Alright, let's take a break.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello. So, the long-time listener, Brian John Mitchell.
Right.
He has heard the show for years, and he has heard me be very sad and depressed over a long period of time, and then he has heard the lowest of the lows, but never before, despite all of those personal problems, have I felt as dejected as I did when we just ended that last segment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. It does hurt a little bit.
It does.
Yeah. Huh. Isn't that weird?
It's very weird.
It's weird. You get kind of connected to these things.
Yeah.
And it's a story. It's an ongoing piece of art. It's not like a series of paintings and like all of a sudden,
Right.
Michelangelo kills himself or whatever.
Right.
And there's no more awesome Michelangelos.
Right.
Michelangelo, whatever.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It hurts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a rash. We just keep scratching it.
Yeah.
Do you own any, I know you've got a few pieces of original art. Do you own any Mr. Paul Grist art?
I do not. I've not been able to afford to buy original art in the last 10 years.
Nah. Alright.
That's why all the original art I own is gifted or something I bought over 10 years ago.
Alright. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I could see some Paul Grist hanging on your wall.
I would love to have some Paul Grist hanging on my wall.
Yeah,
absolutely I would. So hey, if anybody wants to buy me a present.
Paul Grist art.
Paul Grist artwork.
And that might help Mr. Paul Grist out too.
Hell yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we're not assuming that he's poor.
No.
We're just assuming he's like, well, this is a bad financial decision to continue this series, It's not like he's like living on the streets or something.
I'm sure he's married. I'm sure his wife has a job.
He's probably doing just fine.
He's probably doing okay.
Yeah, he's probably doing okay.
He's surviving.
Right.
And obviously, I'm sure 2000 AD is probably paying him to do Demon Nick.
Yeah.
Whereas Image, he just gets paid what the sales are.
Yeah.
And sadly, the sales aren't there, but of course something that hurts the sales is the fact that it doesn't come out on any kind of regular basis.
Right, it's a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle.
Do you think, are you gonna buy the 2000 AD thing?
No. But if they put out like just a trade of those stories, I definitely would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cause it's like
it's
a very
anthology.
small portion of the book,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
2000 AD is, comes out weekly and it's, imported and it's an expensive book to keep up with.
But they should do a digital version.
I'm sure they do actually.
Yeah.
But like I said, if they do a collection of just those stories, absolutely I would buy it.
Yeah.
I bought St. Swithin's Day.
Oh, was that Paul Grist?
Yeah. Paul Grist and Grant Morrison.
It's a pretty good little combo.
That's a great little combo.
Yeah.
They should work together again.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I even own, Paul Grist didn't draw it, which, that's kind of the appeal for him is, seeing him draw things.
Right.
But, I did buy, the Daily Bugle miniseries that he wrote back in the 90s.
Wow, he wrote that?
Yeah.
I remember that series.
Yeah.
About Spider-Man's newspaper. Right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Not drawn by him, but written by him, 3-issue series. And
I didn't realize it was
really good, actually.
Wow.
I think he even, worked with Kyle Hotz. They did the,
really?
When that Marvel's comics, gimmick.
Okay. Yeah.
Where it was like, this is what the comics in the Marvel universe would be.
Yeah.
And, they did the Spider-Man one.
That was Paul Grist?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I read that one.
Yeah. Scott Hotz.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Kyle's awesome.
Kyle's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a weird mood here in the studios.
It is.
We don't know what we're doing.
No.
I mean, not that we usually do, but I mean, we don't even know how we feel about not knowing what we're doing. Man, I really want to read more of this book.
Right?
Oh, well.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. Yeah. I guess we can, I was gonna say, I guess we could talk about what's been happening, but, I got nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Viewmasters,
yeah. I'm excited about this.
Yeah. By the time the regular listener hears this, we'll have at least 2 episodes, I believe, under our belts anyway. But we've finished Farscape, and we are on to our new series, Twin Peaks.
Nice.
Yeah. The first episode will be up by the time you hear this, for
Sweet,
sure.
sweet. I will listen like a fanboy.
Yeah. Because you are a big fan of Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And you and Joe.
Well, yeah. That's just weird.
But yeah, other than that.
Like I said, I was sick last week, for like 2 days. Still just, sort of riding the high of, having a lady person in my life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Spending, I think, an inordinate amount of time with her.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's usually how it starts, at least.
Yeah.
Right?
Which, yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome.
I like this person.
She seems cool.
Yeah.
And she's a fine artist.
Yeah, she is.
Which is
Yeah.
a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, she drew me a blue beetle.
Yeah, that's all.
So it must be love.
It's great. Wait a minute, I drew you a blue beetle. What does that mean?
It must be love.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sweet.
Tim Seeley drew me a blue beetle once.
He loves you too.
He loves me as well. Yeah.
Oh, you got a lot of love going.
I do.
Did
Yeah.
Kurt Dens draw you a blue beetle?
Kurt Dens has, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love, more love.
Love. Yeah.
Love is all around you.
Justin Watson's drawn me a blue beetle.
Yeah?
Love.
That might have just been lust.
Yeah, that's true. Bruce Hughes has drawn me a blue beetle.
Yeah?
Sorta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorta.
No, not really. Yeah.
Okay.
But he has drawn blue beetle with me.
Okay. Well, that's close enough.
Yeah. Back when we were trying to break into comics together. Mm. And then I bailed. Because comics are hard. Maybe that's why Paul Chris stopped.
He's like, these comics are hard. These are hard. That's possible. I watched Thor Dark World last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was good.
Yeah?
I thought it was good. Yeah. That was good. I didn't love it, but I thought it was good.
It's in my top 3 favorite Marvel movies.
Wow.
Yeah. Just cause
that girl from Two Brick Girls.
well, doesn't hurt.
Right.
It's good to see her in something that I want to watch.
Right. Yeah.
And also, I think I think the Thor movies are just infinitely entertaining.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was so much like cool visuals and action
Right.
that it was definitely enjoyable, but
Yeah.
I think I like the first Thor better as far as the Thor movies go.
I like both equally. Mm-hmm. I think Thor 1 and 2 are like right on the same level.
Right.
And I don't think that out of all the Marvel movies, they don't have the best story or anything, but I think they are far more entertaining than the other ones.
Yeah, they're very, super entertaining.
And you know what? Sometimes it's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as story goes, I think Iron Man 3 is still right up on the top there.
So good.
And, the new Captain America, Winter Soldier,
Really?
was right up there too.
I should like break down and go to a $5 matinee of that.
Yeah. It's been a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
Right. Yeah.
The new Spider-Man movie opened this weekend. I have not had the chance to see it. I was probably going to avoid it, but I managed to snag like 2 free tickets to it.
Oh, nice.
So, there's no excuse to not see it at that point.
It's hard to pass that up.
I still think it looks like just a hot mess, and I don't expect anything good to come out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you still want to see it.
I'll see it for free.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, so.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
From your lady.
Uh-huh.
Her taste is dubious at times.
Well, she does like me. She spends a lot of time with me.
That's true.
So, yeah. And you. She does a show with you. So you're right. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Not to be trusted. This one. We were YouTubing ourselves last night. Not ourselves, but
okay.
like,
Right.
we were, the videos of us, we don't put online.
Not on YouTube.
No, on YouTube, no. On XTube. But we were looking at some like old videos of famous musicians now, and we found like a Maynard James Keenan way before Tool, and we found some Trent Reznor way before Nine Inch Nails, including this band called Slam Bamboo that he was in.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And when we got done, we looked it up. We were like, I wonder, because the clip is them playing live on some like talk show that no one's ever heard of, you know. And the guy
like from Cleveland.
It was probably like a local Cleveland thing. And the guy like held up their 7-inch record, and he's like, yeah, they've opened for Starship and the Bengals, and now they've got this 45 out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And we looked on eBay, and we were like, I bet that thing goes for like a crazy amount of money. Cause I'm like all the band members are pictured on the cover. So Trent Reznor's on the cover of the 7-inch.
Right.
And there was one on eBay that ended like this morning. And it was at like $23.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so did you get it?
I did not. I thought about it. I was like, I would never listen to it. I maybe would once.
You would have to.
Yeah.
At least to tape it.
Right.
To, convert it to something else. Yeah.
But I was like, I mean, I've heard the song because they performed it live on the clip.
Right.
Like that might have made the temptation a little greater if I'd never heard it, but, I couldn't believe, I was like, I expected that to be like a $200 thing. Right. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I'm sure he's tried to bury that.
Right.
And I'm sure there weren't a lot of them made.
Sure. I bet that, like, there's probably some early Nine Inch Nails releases that go for a lot more than that.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, those are actually good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I'm a big fan of what it was, Slam Bamboo.
Yeah, you like their song White Lies? It's a really good one. I forget, they had two of them that they performed on that show, White Lies and whatever the other one was the actual 7-inch.
Had like a whole...
That was it. Yeah. It was more of an upbeat Information Society version of... Had like a whole...
Fist fuck.
Right. Yeah. It was closer, but it was, I want to buy you a ice cream sandwich. Like an animal. But yeah, if you get bored, totally YouTube Slam Bamboo.
Slam Bam.
And there's like 2 or 3 videos, and they're all like 3 minutes long. And it's funny too, because all the rest of the guys in the band have like ridiculous 80s like threads on, and like one of them has the hair that only a lead singer from the 80s would have.
Right.
I just can't even describe it. It's just fucking ridiculous.
No, I got a mental picture. Yeah.
And Trent Reznor's in the background on his keyboard, dressed head to toe in black.
Yeah.
And all the rest of them have like flamboyant colors on. Like you can tell he's just like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
And this is like a year and a half before before Pretty Hate Machine came out.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, writing it.
Oh yeah.
And like he was just like, well, what the fuck am I doing? So.
Well, he's gonna ride Slam Bamboo to success.
Right. Yeah. That was his plan.
And then spin off into his own solo project.
It's pretty great. And there was another band called the Exotic Birds, which was even before Slam Bamboo.
I think I've also heard of that as well.
Yeah. But there's no really good audio quality of Exotic Birds on the internet, unfortunately.
No. So, I know, it's weird, just thinking about weird beginnings of bands, and then this is a band that was fully formed and everything like that, but, just one of those things where I was listening to like Spotify or something like that, and like a song came on and I was like, what is this? And I look and I was like, oh yeah, that moment when you remember that Pantera started as a glam band.
Oh wow, they have that on there?
I mean, I don't know exactly where it was that I heard it.
Okay.
But I did hear recently.
Wow.
Glam era Pantera.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, oh yeah, wow, that's weird.
Isn't it? Yeah. I saw their record at a GameSwap last year. They had one of their vinyls there, their glam vinyls, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, talk about a band that's probably tried to bury that.
Oh yeah.
Like Trent Reznor is probably like, oh, that was embarrassing, but Phil and Selma would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, then they should have changed band names.
Right? Oh. Maybe they were like, well, we don't have to pay that $50 for an EIN number. Yeah. We don't want to do that again.
Yeah, that was a waste of like a week's worth of beer money.
Right, yeah. Or a sack of weed.
Right.
Moment of silence for Dimebag. All right. That's long enough.
Hey, he had the distinction of dying in Ohio.
That's true. In a club in Columbus.
Yeah. That I've been to.
Right?
Yeah. Was it? Alrosa?
Yeah, Alrosa. I've never been to Alrosa. And like, I have nothing against Dimebag Darrell,
right,
other than his silly name. He was a fine guitar player, and who knows, maybe even a good guy.
Yeah, maybe.
But we can still make fun. It's been a while.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But no, I went to Alrosa. I saw the Misfits play there.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
During the 25th anniversary tour.
Was it like any of it was the original guys?
No.
No. No. Oh. It was the 25th anniversary of the time that those guys first heard the Misfits.
As I like to call them, they were Jerry only in the geriatric All-American All-Star Punks. Because it was Jerry only, Des Cadena, Marky Ramone, and Robo.
Oh, okay. So they are all like old school punk guys.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like members of like Robo was like Black Flag and
Robo was Black Flag and Misfits.
Okay.
Marky Ramone obviously is from the Ramones.
Obviously from the Spin Doctors,
right? Yeah. But because there were two drummers, because Marky Ramone was the drummer.
Oh, okay.
That they split the show. So like Robo played first, and then Marky played the last half of the show. And then Des Cadena on guitars, and Jerry only on bass and vocals.
Nice,
because he's a singer.
Did he really belt them out?
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Was it cool though? Were they nice?
It was cool, and like I did actually, because Robo, when he was done playing, he like went to the bar, and my girlfriend at the time and I were like standing near the bar area, and so Robo walked by, and I was like, Robo! And he gave me a high five.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's awesome.
And yeah, I guess they stayed like hours after the show to like sign autographs and stuff.
That's
so
sweet.
They do seem like they love doing that,
yeah,
but it's not the Misfits.
Right. Yeah. See, I was never a huge Misfits fan, so I don't know.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know Robo was in the Misfits.
Yeah. I am a huge Misfits fan, and it's sad that the band is what it is right now. And that Jerry only insists that he can sing and puts out albums, and it's
right,
just, and like I've heard that Michael Graves is like, I just need a phone call.
Right? Yeah?
Yeah. It's like, he gives me a phone call, says, hey, let's bury the hatch. Yeah, and Michael Graves is back in the Misfits.
Right. See, that would be awesome. He's still performing?
Oh yeah, he still does stuff. He's putting out new, much like a Paul Grish should do, every new project he does on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Michael Graves. He's good.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, he does. I know that occasionally Doyle teams up with Danzig occasionally to do like some Misfits sets here and there.
But do they build themselves as the Misfits?
No.
Okay.
It's just
so
Danzig.
Does Jerry own the Misfits?
They both own the Misfits, Jerry only and Danzig.
Okay.
So like they both have the rights to use the name and then to make merchandise, but Jerry, I guess for the longest time, Jerry did not have the rights to do that at all, so they sued, and they got the rights finally, so they can tour as the Misfits.
Right.
So that dark area is when Christ the Conqueror was a thing.
What was that?
That was their pre-Michael Graves Misfits Christian metal band.
What? I remember this now.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Christ, K-R-Y-S-T,
wow.
the Conqueror.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've heard it, and like some of those songs got reworked into Misfits songs, like on American Psycho.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they had like a very, very late '80s metal singer.
Oh,
dude.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Christian.
Wow.
Yeah.
K-R-Y-S-T.
K-R-Y-S-T.
Wow.
The Conqueror.
I had a dream last night about some sort of, I hate it when people tell me dreams, but I have to share this one.
Okay.
It was like some sort of, like award show, where a bunch of famous people will perform. And, Woody Allen was performing dressed in a woman fat suit. And then somebody from the Ramones, it was like Jimmy Ramone. It was like somebody I've never even heard of was like playing the piano, and it was like Bette Midler or some type of lady like that was singing an Animal Boy. And, but the best part was Axl Rose came out and he was singing some sort of fucked up song about a hard-on, and he had a giant mustache, but there was product placement in the form of a Wendy's logo on his mustache while he was performing. And I was like, what the fuck happened to me right before I went to bed? But it was amazing. It was amazing. And I was watching this on TV with Kathleen in my dream. I wasn't there. But we were like, what? Like everything that happened.
Hey there, amateur dream interpreters. Yeah. Let us know what Jason's dream means.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't watch any Woody Allen or listen to any Ramones or Guns N' Roses, so I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun. Oh, was it movie picking time?
I guess. Continue having a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't mind.
I don't know what else I have to say, really. Caught up on Hannibal yesterday.
Up to the minute.
Up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show.
It's an incredibly good show.
I've only seen 4 episodes, and none of them are consecutive, so I'm kind of lost.
Right.
But every time I watch one, I'm like, wow, this is good.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, pick a movie.
I think we should watch Wrong Cops.
Excellent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweets.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Sweets. Sweet.
No argument here.
Awesome. Awesome.
In fact, I kind of just want to go in there and watch it now.
Right?
Yeah.
What time is it?
I don't know. It's 9:30.
Ooh, that's a little late.
Yeah.
That's a work night for one of us.
Yeah.
Guess which one?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in.
Yeah. Sweet. Wrong Cops. Watch it.
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the makers of Wrong.
And
Rubber.
Yep.
Cool.
Excellent. Alrighty then. We'll do that next week.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.